Okay, so in the orange, Warble with Zawan. And in the blue, Skyro also with Zawan. So I think boss banned Wolfar. But yeah, also Pistol and Vesper, the obvious bans. And yeah, it kind of feels like after you ban Vesper and Pistol, Zawan and Wolfar are the next best. And Wolfar is scarier to play and easier to play, even though I think Zawan is slightly better in theory. So boss players selecting to ban Wolfar just to not deal with that, and then just go for Zawan. Very reasonable. And you know, both Warble and Skyro, I feel like similar type of players, like all-rounders, good in general, very, very good at all the skills, basically. Don't have like many pronounced weaknesses, and they play quote-unquote standard. And you can see that standard openings, I mean, okay, it's Headland. Most people are just playing the standard opening. Like in Wargroove 1, it's funny. In Wargroove 1, the thing with Headland was like everybody knew the standard opening, but you could go a lot. So Headland actually just is all about this standard opening now. I've tried to do something else and failed miserably, so you know, not saying somebody can succeed later, but it looks like it's gonna be the most standard. I mean, Gilgamesh also does that. That said, there is the nice novelty on turn 5 with the Harpy. Skyro does that. Blocking the crit dig up on this village. You could see how Zawan could have gone here and dig up to crit with a sword, but now he can't anymore. I mean, he can do it from up top, but then he probably loses his sword. So yeah, he doesn't do it. He positions to take that village next turn, but it will delay his econ push. Whereas Skyro can do it this turn. Okay, Skyro moves away. Yeah, so Warble will be able to take this now. Forward. Yep, he also kills it with Shio, which is a tiny bit more groove. But yeah, as you can see, it was already taken by Skyro on the other side. So yeah, Skyro a minor recon advantage, which is what the Harpy does. But Warble went for more knights instead, which does this, the attack. Forward. But is the attack good enough? It killed the sword and it crippled another. But this knight is gonna die for it. Yeah, so yeah, and the mage is safe. Sword goes here, mage is completely safe. And this property is also gonna get flipped for free. So Skyro has quite a decent lead. What's this build? Wagon? No. I mean, he can do it because he's in the lead, but like, there's no need to go for wagon. Like, it's not a good build on this map. Just make any other unit. More mages, like more knights, save for more golems. He still has golem, more dragon money. Yeah, but no, he gets a mage to go into the wagon. He does the spear balloon. Those are all fine, but they aren't the units I would use to push my advantage. That said, still, it's not like he's gonna lose his advantage because he's building like not the most aggressive units. The onus is still on Warble. He has to do something now. Okay, he takes back the central village. It's still very playable for Warble. He's not like far behind. He's just like slightly behind. Groove should be around equal too. Let's see. Warble 184. Skyro flips this back. Warble has no presence up there. So yeah, again maintaining this advantage of like one village. And 180. Slightly behind Groove. Oh, this feels like a weird position. If there's tier 2, does he get trapped? I mean, kinda. And there's a golem, so probably not. But there wasn't a tier 2. Okay, now he really doesn't get trapped. Ooh, golem spam. Now that's how you push a lead. See? Golem, then golem again. You know, Skyro knows how to play this game. And Warble now really needs to do something. Okay, he takes this village back. But that's not enough. He needs to actually be ahead, Econ. Yeah, he also has 2 golems. Okay. So he's only behind by 1 golem. It's not too bad. But yeah, Skyro has the more expensive army at this point. And is Econ equal? Oh, he's still ahead, Econ. And has the more expensive army. Yeah, and his golems develop a tiny bit quicker too. Yeah, that's a very strong position there. Yeah, no, Skyro's clearly in the driver's seat. Really controlling the board. That said, he does lose this village. And I mean, this is understandable. He moved his whole army to take the other side. So yeah, it's a little bit of a dance. Where Skyro is moving away from the right side and taking back the left side. And Warble recognizes it and goes to take the right side. But yeah, Skyro is faster on the flips. So he profits money again. So yeah, pretty big lead again. Another golem comes out while also making a pike. I will go into this balloon. So yeah, now this is a very threatening late game army. Like there is an archer, there are the pikes, and there are still a bunch of golems. Okay, here comes tier 2. But this tier 2, this feels like it doesn't deal that much damage here. I mean, it's a bit of chip, but yeah, I don't think it's enough by Warble. I think Skyro, yeah, Skyro is very far ahead at this point. Like this tier 2, I don't want to call it wasted, but it's not enough. And Skyro can now push his lead. And if Warble tries to contest him at any point in the future, he just slams a tier 2 down and destroys everything. Yeah, those vines, 3 of the 5 vines just get killed for basically free. And now Skyro has tier 2 and Warble has nothing. So all Skyro needs to do is find the good tier 2 and he has basically won this game. Barring lethal blunders and the such and the like. Still, Warble, you know, not out of it yet. Still trying.
Forward.
Still playing like as solid as he can, which is, you know, pretty solid. You can't roll him over for sure. Like this isn't the player that lets you just run away. You need to try hard and actually convert when you have an advantage against Warble. You don't just haha. Oh, I got an advantage, they just give up now and I win for free. This doesn't happen. Okay, here comes tier 2. Okay, behind Warble's army. And goes in for an attack. Doesn't find a way to whack the archer. Whacking that archer would have been very strong. I'm pretty sure there must have been some way to whack this archer. That said, still a pretty good attack by Skyro. Can Warble do something about it, or will this be how the game ends? Like this has the potential to be a game-winning attack. He walks the vines a bit. One falls. And you know, it's fine. It's funny with like Greenfinger. The vines protect your army. That's how it's always been. But with tier 2, because the vines are so useful and they deal damage over time, like your army should also protect the vines. They're like kinda quasi combat units too, in a way. You don't want to just let them die. Deal a lot of damage. And you know, that's the other problem. Okay, your army needs to protect your vines, but after it does, well, now all your army is exposed. And then they get first strikes for basically free.
Forward.
So, you know, your army needs to protect your vines, the enemy army needs to clear the vines, but they need to be careful not to die doing so. And that's like how this matchup works. And it looks like Skyro, you know, got the better of Warble when it comes to the intricacies of the vines, I guess. It was also the econ, probably mainly the econ, I guess. Like, he played them up better too. And yeah, that's a huge blob. That's so much army. And, you know, it looks like Warble is just gonna get crushed.
Charge.
Okay, yeah. Some counterattack damage by Warble. I mean, again, doesn't give up. You know, there is something to play for still here. But it's looking very rough. Like, this isn't gonna be an enjoyable game for Warble. Like, he's gonna have to suffer unless Skyro makes a big blunder or something. Huh, wait. What's happening here? Okay, Golem is gonna die. Yeah. Yeah, without Golem dying. Yeah, there's a... What even... Wait, what? Sword suicides on Zawan? I don't think there's a lethal here. Is there a lethal here? There is a Knight crit and a Golem hit. Is that enough? Probably wasn't, since, you know, Warble didn't go for it. So that's like one sword lost, but whatever. Yeah. Still, crashing attack. Golem died, Mage died, Knight got crippled. This is looking very over. Is he moving completely away from his own HQ? He needed like something, anything. Like, he could tier 1 his HQ. But now Warble just takes his HQ. You can't forget your HQ. Wow. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to defend this. And yeah, presses tier 1 here. You can't kill this in one turn. Warble just stayed in the game, and Skyro blunders at the last moment. Okay, kills the Knight, but there's nothing to kill that dragon. Nothing can even hit it. The HQ is at 17%. Oh, gets tier 2. 3 vines are gonna heavily damage the dragon. But does it still have enough to finish the HQ? Is a 54% dragon capable of dealing 17 to HQ? It is. And Warble takes the game. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, he was, you can say it with the kill score too, but he was behind the whole game. Skyro played the opening better. She played the mid game better. He used his groove better. But at the last moment, at the very last moment, he forgot his HQ. You can't forget your HQ. And then it's all over. Just like that. Warble is up 1-0. And that's a very, very important set. Losing a game that you really should have won on such an important set. Like, this will decide who goes on to winners finals. This must really hurt for Skyro. Yeah, let's see. Is he able to bounce back from this and take the set? Or will Warble like just run away with it after this crazy comeback victory?